Greek mythology describes a terrifying prison hidden beneath the island of Crete. It was a sprawling, inescapable labyrinth built by King Minos to cage a monster with the body of a man and the head of a bull, the Minotaur. For centuries, this was considered nothing more than a dark fable. Then, in the early 1900s, an English archaeologist named Arthur Evans excavated a massive, complex network of ruins on Crete known as Knossos. Walking through the twisting, multi-level corridors, Evans proudly declared he had found the actual historical labyrinth. Evans was so captivated by the myth that he took aggressive steps to make his discovery fit the story. He extensively reconstructed the site, pouring modern concrete and painting vibrant colors over the fragile ancient stones to lock his romanticized vision into place. But modern archaeology has since stripped away that layer of concrete fiction. Excavations confirm that no monstrous bullman was ever held captive here, and the sprawling complex served a purpose far different from a prison, which leaves a much more interesting reality. If Evans's concrete labyrinth is a half-truth, we have to look closer at what this 15,000 square meter complex was actually designed for, and who the people were that built it. The sprawling layout of Knossos functioned as a highly organized administrative and economic hub. Every wing of a massive complex was built organically around a single, central paved courtyard, creating a clear access for the entire community. The Minoans operated a palatial economy centered on the redistribution of goods. Agricultural surplus harvested from across the island, including vast quantities of grain, gallons of olive oil, and barrels of wine, was brought into the palace storage magazines and tracked by officials using an early clay tablet script. This administration was supported by engineering that was centuries ahead of its time. The Minoans designed multi-story buildings with deep vertical light wells to funnel fresh air and sunshine into the interior, alongside sophisticated terracotta plumbing networks for fresh water and drainage. Their artwork revealed that the bull was never a monster to be feared, but a symbol of the raw, untamed power of nature. Minoan frescoes frequently depict acrobats performing dangerous maneuvers over charging bulls, celebrating human agility in the face of the Earth's strength. This society also maintained a social structure where women held uniquely prominent roles. Unlike the patriarchal civilizations that followed, Minoan frescoes and figurines consistently show women acting as high priestesses and societal leaders, presiding over the most important rituals of the state. These factors created a peaceful thalassocracy, a civilization whose power was built on maritime trade and total naval dominance. This control of the sea was so complete that the Minoans never built defensive city walls. Their fleet was their only fortification. The real killer of the Minoan Empire was a series of geological and meteorological disasters that began around 1600 BCE. Long before any foreign army arrived, the civilization's foundations were shattered by the natural world. Just over 60 miles north of Crete, the volcanic island of Thera erupted with colossal force. It was a VEI 7 event, roughly 100 times more powerful than the eruption that would later destroy Pompeii. This explosion triggered a sequence of catastrophic dominoes. First, massive tsunamis radiated from the blast, obliterating the unfortified northern coastal ports and the merchant fleets that formed the backbone of the empire's economy. Next, vast veils of volcanic ash blew southeast, blanketing the Cretan landscape. This fallout contaminated the soil and crippled the olive and grape harvests. Extreme El Niño cycles then introduced severe, prolonged droughts, drying out the remaining arable land and leading to widespread famine. This relentless combination of natural disasters fractured the Minoans' centralized redistribution network. With their ships destroyed and their people starving, the peaceful empire was left completely exposed to whatever came next. By 1450 BCE, the economically starved and politically decentralized Minoans were in no position to resist. The Mycenaeans, a militaristic culture from mainland Greece, took advantage of this weakness and invaded the island. The invasion resulted in widespread cultural destruction. The great Minoan palaces were burned, and the remaining population was forcefully assimilated into the new Mycenaean social order. Archaeology provides definitive proof of this takeover. In the layers of debris from this period, the administrative language abruptly shifts from the local script to Linear B, an early form of Greek used by the mainland invaders. Despite the empire's fall, fragments of Minoan culture persisted. Their influence eventually reached the Iron Age, shaping later Greek legal innovations like the Gorton Code, which reflected the sophisticated justice for which the island had been famous. The myth of the Minotaur likely originated from this transition. When the mainland Greeks inherited the ruined, multi-story palaces of Knossos, they couldn't grasp the advanced architecture they had conquered. They invented the story of a beast in a maze to make sense of the incomprehensible complexity around them. The Minoans were Europe's first advanced civilization, masters of engineering and maritime trade. Their story ends as a reminder that no matter how sophisticated a society becomes, human progress remains acutely vulnerable to the devastating power of the natural world.